WWE reportedly could be planning a possible name change for Ricky Starks after making his WWE debut last night on NXT. We'll let you know all the details on that. Plus, could CM Punk be added to the undisputed WWE Championship match at WrestleMania 41 instead of facing off against Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns? An update on the Young Bucks returning to AEW soon. Vince McMahon's legal team are continuing to claim the criminal investigation into previous claims of assault is now over. An update on the in-ring return of Big Boom AJ in All Elite Wrestling. Have the Hardys and NXT Tag Team Champions Fraxium teased a possible interpromotional match between two sets of Tag Team Champions, one from TNA, one from NXT in the future. TNA World Heavyweight Champion Joe Hendry addresses potentially joining WWE after his TNA wrestling contract expires, and Dustin Rhodes reveals he's trying to purchase the rights to his WCW theme. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's begin with Ricky Starks. But is he going to be called Ricky Starks in WWE? WWE may be planning a name change for Ricky Starks following his surprise debut on the February 11th episode of NXT. Starks made his first NXT appearance by entering through the crowd before addressing the audience, making it clear he intends to be the future of professional wrestling. However, during his segment, he never actually said his name, and commentary also refrained from identifying him. According to Fightful Select, this omission was intentional. Quote, Starks debuted on the February 11th NXT, notably not actually saying his name. The crowd knew, however, and chanted it repeatedly. Fightful have been told this was the expected reaction and that not mentioning him by name wasn't an accident. However, we've not been told why specifically that is. Now, the lack of a name drop has fueled speculation that the company is planning to rebrand Starks under a new ring name, a practice the company has frequently used for talent coming from other promotions. Interestingly, WWE recently trademarked 12 new potential ring names, leading to theories that one of them could be intended for Starks. While no official confirmation has been made regarding a name change, the decision to avoid using Ricky Starks on air suggests they may be preparing to introduce him under a different identity. Now, interestingly, maybe we have some clues when it comes to this. Of course, we know that in the past he's used the nickname Absolute Ricky Starks. Could we see him just go by the name Absolute in WWE? Well, certainly this is maybe hinted at, perhaps. Now, WrestleVotes tweeted this out today, saying, quote, Ricky Starks joining WWE wasn't the surprise, the speed of it was. Starks will now have the opportunity to follow in the footsteps of his friends Cody Rhodes and Jade Cargill, who have become absolute superstars after making the jump. Time will tell how his journey unfolds. Now, the fact that Absolute was written in a different font and put in quotation marks has led some to suggest, is there more to just that name? Well, Ricky Starks himself has posted to social media today, posting this video of him sitting behind the phrase, the word, Absolute, leading some to speculate once again this could be his ring name in WWE, just being Absolute. What are your thoughts on that? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Now, when it comes to his NXT debut last night, it was watched and praised by WWE Hall of Famer The Undertaker. Now, The Undertaker was on Busted Open Radio as the debut happened live on the CW, and he actually discussed his relationship with Ricky Starks over the years. Here's what the dead man had to say when watching Starks make his WWE NXT debut.
Right. True. Talking about Cody. Who's on my TV right now? I see you pointing at something.
It's Ricky Starks, isn't it?
Wow. Look at the eyes on the dead man. Ricky Starks is live on NXT right at this very moment. We both popped huge to see Ricky. And boss, you were telling me that in 2015, when you were training for your Mania match with Shane, you came across Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks came across you. Please tell us the story.
Yeah, so I'm training at this gym. I noticed this kid is there every day. Doesn't say anything, really, respectful. As the training went along and we needed, different spotters and different help, but he was always like right there. Finally, we struck up a conversation, and he told me that he was trying to break in the business, and I'd set him kind of talk to him about different things, and he actually, on one of the Rumbles that Michelle was a surprise guest in, she wanted to get in the ring, and he came down and trained with her. And I've seen him a few times here and there, and I've always had great conversations with him. He's such a good kid, such a respectful kid. So that caught me completely off guard. I hadn't seen him in probably a year and a half maybe, and then I just looked up and saw him there. But that's how we met. We met in a gym while I was getting ready for Shane at WrestleMania.
Could CM Punk be added to a major match at WrestleMania? Well, some had thought that Punk was likely to be involved in a triple threat match with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns after the events of the men's Royal Rumble match, but maybe those plans could pivot. Some people within WWE reportedly would prefer for CM Punk to be involved in the undisputed WWE Championship picture at WrestleMania 41, according to a new report. Punk is reportedly planned to be in a triple threat against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, but WrestleVotes noted on a Backstage Pass Q&A that some within WWE would prefer Punk to face Cody Rhodes and John Cena in a three-way for the undisputed WWE Championship on April 19th or 20th. Now, this is what they said, quote, after being asked if there were any rumblings of Cody Rhodes versus John Cena versus CM Punk at WrestleMania, WrestleVotes said, quote, I don't know if it's been discussed in a official capacity, but I do know there are people that would rather that match than Reigns versus Punk versus Rollins. If that matters at all, I don't know, but I do know that there are some people who would prefer that, end quote. Now, reports have noted that Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship is scheduled for WrestleMania, with Cena possibly set to earn the title shot by winning the upcoming Elimination Chamber match. CM Punk will also be in the Chamber match, though. A future showdown between Cody Rhodes and CM Punk was teased on the go-home edition of Monday Night Raw before the Royal Rumble. Punk and Cody have only had 2 singles matches against each other, and they haven't gone one-on-one since 2008. Now, the Young Bucks, they could seemingly be on their way back to AEW programming soon. The Young Bucks' brief return to New Japan Pro Wrestling appears to have ended, with the Bucks believed to be returning to All Elite Wrestling soon. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson dropped the IWGP Tag Team Championships to the LIJ team of Tetsuya Naito and Hiromu Takahashi at New Beginning in Osaka on February 11th, a little over a month after winning the titles at Wrestle Dynasty on January 5th. During the post-match comments to the assembled wrestling press, Matthew Jackson put over their return to New Japan and added they would be heading back to AEW soon. Quote, I will say this, coming back to Japan has been the experience of my life. I never thought I'd be able to come back here. For my mental health, it felt like we had come back home, returned to where it all started for the Young Bucks and make things right, and I feel like now we're better men. We've mended those fences, and I think it's time to come back to work, and I don't know immediately, but soon. We're getting there. We've healed. We had to go in another journey. We're globe-trotting men. We travel the world, and we do what we do best, better than anybody, and even tonight, we still look talented as hell. You've got to admit that. You heard Osaka. You heard Osaka. We have a connection with this place, with this city. Nicholas Jackson added, quote, hopefully tonight is not a goodbye. Hopefully it's a see you later. Thank you. Now, the Bucks last wrestled in an AEW ring in October 2024, dropping the AEW World Tag Team Championships to Private Party on the October 30 Fright Night edition of Dynamite. Since then, AEW EVPs have just wrestled 2 matches, the aforementioned title bouts in New Japan Pro Wrestling. A bit of an update here when it comes to Vince McMahon and the criminal investigation into prior allegations made against him. Now, Vince McMahon's legal team has once again claimed the criminal investigation into McMahon from federal prosecutors for the Southern District of New York is over, following an SEC ruling in January 2025, which fined McMahon $400,000. McMahon's lead attorney, Jessica T. Rosenberg, claimed the criminal investigation was also finished, saying, quote, the recent federal investigation resulted in no criminal indictments from the SDNY, while the SEC settlement relates to minor accounting issues at WWE that have nothing to do with this case. Any claims to the contrary made by Janelle Grant's team are just another desperate PR stunt, end quote. People close to Vince McMahon also reportedly claimed the investigation was over, but the status of the SDNY investigation became unclear on February 11th following an appeals court ruling which determined Vince McMahon's former lawyer, believed to be Jerry McDevitt, was wrong to withhold documents from a federal grand jury in their criminal investigation into McMahon. The appeals court ruling stated the case, quote, concerns proceedings currently before a grand jury. At present, no indictments have been issued, end quote. Furthermore, Post-Wrestling has reported the appeals court opinion stated that sealed appellant 1, identified as Vince McMahon, is the subject of an ongoing grand jury investigation, end quote. While the court has stated the investigation is ongoing, Vince McMahon's legal team has once again claimed McMahon is no longer under investigation. Quote, this is simply the result of an appeal of a procedural matter that was argued 5 months ago. We have been in consistent communication with the government since that time and understand with no ambiguity that the investigation has definitively concluded and will not result in charges, Robert W. Allen, an attorney for Vince McMahon, told Post Wrestling. Representatives for federal prosecutors in the Southern District of New York declined to comment on the matter to Post Wrestling. A criminal investigation into allegations of sexual misconduct and sex trafficking against Vince McMahon was opened by federal prosecutors for the Southern District of New York in 2022. Beyond the criminal investigation, McMahon is a defendant in 2 lawsuits. Janelle Grant filed an amended lawsuit against McMahon, WWE, and John Laurinaitis in January 2025, while former Ring Boys have filed a lawsuit against Vince McMahon, Linda McMahon, WWE, and TKO Group Holdings. Now, an update when it comes to the in-ring return of Big Boom AJ in All Elite Wrestling. Now, an update has emerged on Big Boom AJ's wrestling future following the influencer's return to the ring at AEW Full Gear last year. AJ, who wrestled on the independent scene prior to his content creation fame, notably returned to wrestling in late 2024, first competing in a tag team match for CCW that October. He made his in-ring singles comeback in the AEW Full Gear pre-show, defeating QT Marshall. A new trademark filing has hinted at AJ's return to the ring, with his Ashley Justice Multimedia LLC filing an application to trademark Big Boom AJ. The goods and services description mentioned entertainment services, namely wrestling exhibits, indicating that he intends to continue to use this name for wrestling. Now, again, whether or not we get any more details about when he's expected back for AEW, we'll let you know in the future. Now, many are wondering, as part of this TNA and WWE multi-year partnership and crossovers between TNA and NXT, are we going to see the Hardy Boys back in WWE? TNA wrestling stars Matt and Jeff Hardy have teased a match against 2 champions from WWE amid the 2 companies' partnership. NXT Tag Team Champions Nathan Frazer and Axiom have been at the forefront of the now official partnership, with Fraxium defending their gold twice on recent episodes of TNA Impact. Following victories against the Rascals and Ryan and Nick Nemeth, Fraxium have teased a bout against 2 notable former WWE stars. In an exclusive segment shared on YouTube, which can be seen on their channel, Fraser and Axiom questioned if they have truly faced the best in TNA wrestling. They were then approached by TNA World Tag Team Champions Matt and Jeff Hardy, who noted that they are fans of the NXT duo. The Hardys then stated that they are hopeful that their paths will cross one day so they can show them who the best is. The segment ended with the Hardys exiting, with Fraser and Axiom stating one day. Now, Joe Hendry. Many have wondered just what does the future of Joe Hendry look like? Well, TNA World Champion Joe Hendry has addressed the possibility of joining WWE after his TNA wrestling contract expires. Following several appearances on WWE NXT in 2024, Hendry received a huge ovation during his surprise appearance in the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match. With former TNA Knockouts World Champion Jordynne Grace making her first appearances as a signed WWE star that same night after previously making her debut in the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble, some have speculated that Hendry could soon follow in her footsteps. Speaking on Shaq Wrestling, Joe Hendry responded to this notion, noting that he's currently focusing on his role as TNA World Champion. When asked if he anticipates WWE being the next destination for him after his TNA wrestling run ends, Hendry stated, quote, "My job is to be the TNA World Champion. My job is to represent TNA, to elevate this championship and to elevate this company, so my focus is on TNA wrestling." And finally, Dustin Rhodes is trying to buy back the rights to his old WCW theme. Since arriving in AEW, Rhodes has used his natural theme that was created by the AEW music team. Now it appears that Rhodes has been trying to change things up and is attempting to purchase this theme from WCW. He said, quote, "I kind of just want to, I've come full circle and I want to be the natural. On my last match, I want my old theme from the WCW days. I'm trying to purchase the rights now for it because it's very memorable music," Rhodes said while chatting on the Battleground podcast. But there you go, guys. The latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.